Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mamina and I make cooking and baking videos. Today I'm going to be making bread yet again. By now you've probably seen this process 100 times over, but you know there's always that one person who's seeing your channel for the first time, so you have to do it like someone is going to be seeing the video for the first time and they don't have any other prior knowledge of your channel. So I like to show all the steps in every video I post, even though I already have videos up of me making bread and following this exact same process. Today I wanted to share with you guys some of the tips and tricks that I've learned so far since I've been making bread. I pretty much make bread every single day. We eat a lot of bread for breakfast and dinner and just snacking. So I make this bread literally every single day. I'll start out by saying why I do this with the dough 2 times, or sometimes I even do it 3 times. It simply develops the gluten. If you don't have a machine that can knead dough, then you're gonna do this so that your gluten develops. And I'll also say that you don't need to use so much water during this process. Like, you don't have to put your hand in the water every single time you touch the dough. I just do that out of habit, but you don't need to do that. And the water simply stops the dough from sticking to your hands. It also helps soften the dough when you use too much flour. So if your dough is already really sticky, do not use a lot of water because it's going to, make the dough stickier. Also, if you're in a cold environment, you want to turn your oven light on and then let the dough rise in there. That way everything just moves a lot faster. But if it's hot where you are, you don't have to do that. And also, if you live in a warm environment, don't let your dough rise for 30 minutes. 20 minutes is going to be just fine. And also in the oven, please keep an eye on it, because that little light in the oven does a lot. It gets hot in there. So don't just, walk away and then forget about it, because it's going to overproof. Another thing I would talk about is I can use the same recipe, but how my bread comes out will be entirely different based on how I bake it. So I can go through this entire process, but if I don't spray the top of my bread with water and use water in the oven to steam it, it's gonna come out the texture is gonna be different, the look is gonna be different, everything is gonna be different. Okay, I made a bread video where I didn't do that, and I followed the directions of some guy that I learned how to make the bread from. But then I found out that spraying a lot of water on top of the bread gives it that golden finish, okay? So I started doing that, and I have not gone back since. It's just the perfect like it works every single time, okay? So right here, I score the bread, then I spray it with a lot of water, and then you just pop it in the oven. And do not open the oven, okay? Don't open it to look at it, none of that. Keep it closed for a complete 20 minutes so that you don't mess up anything. Because when you open the oven, you let all that steam out, and I feel like it ruins the process. It does, actually, it does. So do not open the oven. And this is how the bread turned out. Another thing I would say is that the consistency of your dough determines how the bread is going to look and feel. If your dough is a lot softer, it's going to be airier and softer in texture. And if your dough is tougher, it's going to be thicker, obviously, and denser. And that's just based on your preference. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye.